All right, hey, what's up, guys? My name is Forrest Shamlian, and I'm here with one of the newest members of GameChops, Ralfington.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me here.
Oh yeah, totally, man. We've been listening to your music a lot, actually. Even though you have the one EP in GameChops right now, but Bravely
Remix Default.
Remix Default. I keep saying Bravely Remix, but
that was the initial idea for it, but
yeah, it's really cool, man. I mean, it sounds like you mainly work with a chiptune medium. Is that correct?
yes. As of what I used to be working with, I wanted to do mostly video game music, incorporating chiptune sounds.
Okay.
And at some point, I couldn't get my hands on a Game Boy original DMG, which actually produces the original chip sounds. And on that point, I decided that, hey, I have a 3DS. I got a bunch of apps that I downloaded from the eStore. I'm gonna work with what I have. So basically, most of the stuff from Remix Default, all the drum tracks and mastering were done by Chris, DJ Cutman.
Yeah.
But most of the notes and patterns and rearrangements were basically done by me on my Nintendo 3DS.
I think that is so cool, man. So I didn't even
you.
know, but there's like you're saying there's like programs that allow you to like pretty much program all sorts of.
Basically they made that like thing for people to mess around with sounds, but I found this program called Rhythmic Retrobits, which was actually it had a full keyboard on it.
Wow.
With pitch bends and stuff like that.
Nice.
And it already had samples from old school sounds like Mario and Metroids and stuff like that. So I kind of just worked with what I have, and I threw the idea to Chris because I saw him talking about Bravely Default as well, and it just started off there. I told him, look, I got a couple of tracks, you want to listen to them. I love the game. Obviously, you like the game too. And it just took off from there. So.
Okay. Now, I mean, it sounds wild to me. Like I'm almost assuming that you started making music, like your whole career began on a 3DS. Is that true, or were there some programs like GarageBand or whatever that was on your computer that you?
I started off back in the Philippines before I came here in America almost 8 years ago. I used to be in a prog band, and as soon as I came here in America, it was kind of hard for me to gather people that had the same taste in music to form a band. So I started messing with a lot of programs like FL Studio, which I still use. Cool. But the main thing that I've been using has been my 3DS. I've been upgrading from the DS to the DS Lite to the original 3DS to the 3DS XL, which I have right now.
Nice.
I also have a cartridge made by Korg, which is a full analog synthesizer that you can mess around with. It's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite tools, as you might say, to creating some sounds. But yeah, most of the stuff I basically do is recorded through my 3DS, basically running through my laptop and just mastering it and tracking it on FL Studio. Wow,
man, that is a really interesting process.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time and caffeine. A lot of caffeine.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing is just how did you meet up with Chris and join GameChops?
I wasn't even planning on being in the label per se. I've been a fan of GameChops for almost 4 years now, and I told them I'm gonna start making music, electronic music basically. I didn't even start basically on video game music. And then I started going to cons. My first con here in America was MagFest.
Oh, nice. Love MagFest.
I can't even miss it anymore. This coming year will be my 3rd year.
Nice. Awesome.
My fingers crossed. I should want to play there. So.
Oh, can I ask you? Do you have an instrumental background while we're sort of on the topic?
Oh yeah, totally. I was basically forced by my grandparents to actually learn how to play the piano for 7 years.
Oh wow, okay.
But now I actually feel, lucky that I still know how to play the piano because it actually helps with composing with electronic music.
I bet, right?
Besides that, I actually taught myself how to play the bass as well.
Oh, sweet.
Which I'm trying to get back on so I can use actual bass sounds from my actual bass guitar to my music that I create.
Wow, wouldn't that be cool? Like chiptune versus a bass guitar.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, man. You never know. This year at MagFest, maybe you can bring your bass and jam out with some other artists.
That would be really, the raddest if that totally happens.
That's one of my favorite things about MagFest is the instrumentalists in the hallway.
Yeah,
just
they're very
out,
open to whatever they can come up with. You can play with some guys had a modded Guitar Hero guitar that they can actually use on stage, like a NES guitar. That's pretty insane. So if I can just come up stage with my laptop, my mixer, and my 3DS, I think that would be the best. At that point, if I can just be there, that'd be the greatest. So
it's amazing the way people find ways to perform live music. music, and it sounds like you've got one of those unique ways going
Yeah,
on.
I try to. I do it
cool.
because I really love making music in general, and I am, you know, what I like to call a responsible gamer as well. So no bias opinions on any kind of games. Every game is created equally for us to have fun. So
Except for Link CDI
I wonder what's for dinner.
by Panasonic.
oh man, don't
whoever
even get me
made it.
started on that.
Yeah, right? Well, thank you, man. It was really a
Yeah,
pleasure
no
interviewing
problem.
you. So, all right, cool. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Hey, J1 fam, thanks for tuning in. If you want to download the Remix Default EP by Ralfington and DJ Cutman, it's the first link in our description. Also, if you're a fan of video game remix music, we've got a playlist of interviews with the other members of the GameChops record label. So check that out. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. We appreciate your support. We hope you'll subscribe, and we'll see you next time.